As the Dolphins lined up for the opening kickoff against the Raiders, I'm sure they had no idea they were about to be a part of one of the greatest back and forth games of 2021 and an instant classic from that season, but that's exactly what was going to happen, and the special teams were prime contributors to it. And on punt 1, we get a glimpse of what we're going to see this game with a 54-yard dinger from future Pro Bowler AJ Cole, and the coverage lanes are immaculate. Okay, leading to returner doing his little dancey dance before falling for just a 6 yards gain. This is followed by a phenomenal punt by Pilardi, but his left side gunner suffered a mild aneurysm when the ball was snapped, having him confuse his lefts and his rights as he proceeded to sprint an area across the whole field, covering who I can only assume was a referee because it is definitely not a Raiders player. This blunder luckily goes unpunished as the returner only manages to pick up 7 yards on this play, getting them out of their end zone, but not much else. At this point, Dak is feeling pretty fired up about these good punts and wants to try one of his own, and doesn't get nearly as good results with a 7-yard arm punt going for -83, giving him a net arm punt average of -76 yards, which in the punting world we like to call very bad. But lining up 4th and 1 in their own territory, surely they've learned from their past mistakes, right? Wrong. They give up another costly turnover, which results in another Dolphins touchdown, which is not so good for them. So at this point, they're like, well, our offense isn't working and our defense isn't working. Let's give special teams a try. And surprise, surprise, it works. And I like to call this little sequence the old 1-2 punch, not because this punt actually resulted in 1 to 2 people getting punched, but because the Dolphins try to get cute and throw the world's slowest, easiest to read screen inside their own end zone for -4 yards, giving up a safety. So the 1-2 punch is you pin him on the 1, get 2 points with a safety. There you go. But this leads to one of those very rare safety punts, which is kind of weird for us punters because we have to like fake snap it to ourselves just to feel alive again, and then do a kind of like a kickoff, but we're punting it, so do on hang time or distance. Just a weird play, but anyway, it happens. So after laying an egg on offense again, they put it into the hands of a different specialist, letting Daniel Carlson put 3 points on the board, leading to them still somehow being down by 2 scores, but just barely, and they give Carlson probably the hardest screen graphic for a kicker of all time. But now Pilardi has been quiet for a little bit, and he comes back on and bangs one down to the 5-yard line where it's scooped up without letting it bounce, which is kind of a 50-50 decision call for your gunner, but I didn't mind it this time. And we get to see another little dancey dance. So, so the Raiders score, and with time expiring in the half, Sanders lines up for a field goal to kick going into halftime and doinks it off the right upright, resulting in the loudest dong I have ever heard in my entire life. And I'm not sure if they just put a speaker right up to the pole or something, but just listen to it real quick.
48 yards away.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, the next half opens up with a punt by Pilardi that I was just sure was going to lead to a returner getting posterized, but the dude whiffs worse than I've ever seen. But to his credit, still somehow makes the tackle. And at this point in the game, the Raiders offense has made like my dad with a Lego set and put it all together, mounting a comeback, and the Raiders are now winning by 5 special teams points that they had scored earlier as Pilardi hits his last punt of the day, and after another touchdown, a field goal pulls the Dolphins inside 8 points. At this point, we can see how special teams, or lack thereof in some cases, has contributed to every aspect of this game and its wild momentum shifts, but it is not over yet as AJ Cole has to do his thing, flipping the field once more with a nice little 45-yard punt, and then in one of the most pivotal moments of the game, all the way backed up, Cole uncorks a beautiful 67-yard dunk shot from inside his own 12 to inside their 10-yard line, giving them 80+ yards of field position to drive down if they want to play this game. The Raiders' mall security level defense, however, lets them do just that as they march down the field to bring them into overtime, which is when we get one of the kickouts of the century. Carlson opens it up, nailing a 38-yarder, making it look smooth. And a little fun fact, Carlson has never missed when the game is tied, so I wouldn't expect him to miss this one. Then Sanders follows it up with a field goal so tight to the right upright that if that ball had lips, they could have kissed, giving every Dolphins fan a mini heart attack. But Danny No Miss Carlson gets set up with another tied game situation, and as the clock expires, results in one of the best games in the 2021 season. So I hope you guys enjoy this game as much as I did. I cannot wait to see more games like this, and as always, I hope you're having an amazing day, and peace.